channel and welcome back to the NBA. Preseason basketball is upon us. The Hornets' first preseason game is in the books. It's an L, but not really an L because it's just preseason, but there are a lot of cool things that happen tonight. Tonight is when I'm recording this. It's also when the Hornets played the Raptors on December 12th. This episode will be up the night of and actually be my episode for tomorrow morning, if that makes sense. So there's no like Sunday morning 10 a.m. video because of the Hornets game. And really the Sunday 10 a.m. thing may be going away as actual basketball is rolling out. There'll still be at least 2 episodes from me on this channel. One just of me, of course, and then there'll also be one with me and Muggsy Bogues. So the content isn't going away. I'm just gonna move away, I think, from the Sunday 10 a.m. uploads for the time being until we figure out a better like schedule, cadence, rhythm with NBA games going on. Hope that's cool. I almost never mention this, but make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss an episode because things may get a little sporadic here and there. Speaking of Muggsy, I have a podcast with Muggsy Bogues if you're unfamiliar. If you missed it, go check it out. The video is on my channel. The audio you can find on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere else. A link to like the show page is in the description of this episode and be in all episodes, or you can stick around for the video version. Take your pick. I appreciate the support no matter how it comes through. But enough with the housekeeping. It's time to talk about the 10 things that I learned after watching the Hornets take on the Raptors in their first NBA preseason game. Let's go. Disclaimer, there may be some overreactions in here. Number 1, man, it is so good to have basketball back. Like, it felt great going on Twitter, which I don't do often, but when there's live basketball going on, just searching for videos, GIFs, stills, commentary on my timeline or just searching Twitter in general is a lot of fun. And I'm just glad we have it back, that we're all involved. All fan bases are involved for this, especially the fan bases that missed out on the bubble. Plus, it's really cool to see the familiar faces, guys like PJ, Miles, Terry, Devontae from last season interact with the new guys like Gordon Hayward, LaMelo Ball, and the rest of the crew. Number 2, the starting lineup. We have an idea of what JB wants to see out of these guys at the start of games. We had Devontae, Terry, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Cody Zeller start things off, with the second unit including LaMelo Ball, both Martin twins, Biyombo, and Miles Bridges. Who knows how long those individual players will be in those different groups, but it's good to see like where Borrego's head's at with the starters and the bench players, at least at this stage. Number 3, our starters outplayed the Raptor starters in the first quarter, which is mad. Now, it's hard to put too much attention on the scoreboard in a preseason game, like granted, right? But man, it felt good to end the first quarter with a 9-point lead over the Raptors. Our best players, our starters against their starters and play them competitively and borderline dominantly. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Number 4, speaking of the Raptors, they are really good. They're a really good team. VanVleet got a big payday, well-deserved. I like that guy a lot. Siakam, fire as always. Sadly, we only got to see one half from Siakam and VanVleet. As a fan of those guys, I wanted to see them continue to play, but understandable. Nick Nurse shut them down. We'll see him again on Monday. Number 5 involves the 5. PJ Washington at center. We heard about it. Borrego talked about it. PJ talked about it. Everyone speculated on it. What would that look like? Well, I think it's pretty okay. We got to see it at the start of the second quarter. At that time, it looked like PJ's matchup was Matt Thomas, who's like 6'5", 197 pounds, or OG Anunoby later on. If the biggest guy on the court is Pascal Siakam, I think we can get away with PJ Washington on the floor as our center. I just get nervous when I see PJ guarding a guy like Aaron Baines, where there's a serious size mismatch. On the other side of things, I think there's definitely room for improvement. I don't think we took as good of advantage of running a smaller lineup in those instances. I thought offense at times was kind of slow and sloppy. We'll get into that in a second though. But overall, PJ at the 5, I'm open to it. I love the idea of it, but there's definitely room for improvement there. Number 6, LaMelo Ball. Let's talk about it. It's his NBA debut in the preseason. Ended the game with 0 points. Had a few, I would say, like genuine rookie mistakes with some bad passes and stepping out of bounds. That's the only negative thing I can say about LaMelo Ball from his first NBA game. I thought he looks like he belongs in the NBA. His passing is nuts. Everyone talked about his elite passing, like a generational passer. We heard all the terms about his game coming into the league. To see it in the NBA is insane. He showed off his cannon with full court assists. He showed off his vision, driving to the lane, having 4 Raptors players collapse on him, and then tossing it behind his back with a hand in his face to an open player. Like, the kid is sick. I don't care that he scored 0 points. I love that he got 10 boards and 4 assists in 16 minutes. That, to me, means effort, intensity. That kid wants to be great. When he's on the floor, things just flowed better. Like, he draws the eye. He's gonna get a lot of people interested in the Hornets in general, and especially right now. Like, he's gonna create Hornets fans, and we need as many as we can get. At 7, another debut, Gordon Hayward's debut. Hayward played 20 minutes, 11 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Hayward had one real highlight, I think, in the game with a really big dunk in the lane, which is fine. In a full-fledged NBA game, if Gordon Hayward can play 30 minutes and get 20 points, I'm solid. I'm satisfied with that. In this preseason setting with reduced minutes, like, it's hard to get a full gauge on it. I didn't see anything that's alarming or scary or anything that would cause the front office or the fan base to regret signing him, but also didn't see anything that was like, oh, yes, we got this guy. That is missing, but it's fine. It's just the first game. At 8, Miles Bridges. I was so impressed by Miles Bridges in this game. He showed a lot of creativity offensively, leading pick and rolls at times, showing different post-up moves. Even we got to see the dunk game in action as well. Like, that hasn't gone away. He has opportunity in his 3rd year to really make a leap, pardon the pun, in the NBA, and especially playing with LaMelo. LaMelo looked eager to feed Miles when they were on the court at the same time, and that relationship there, that chemistry there, could mean big things. I see a Lob City 2 situation unfolding in front of our eyes if things continue at this pace. Number 9, the other rookies. We saw Grant Riller, Nick Richards, Vernon Carey Jr. all get on the court in the 4th quarter. I think Riller and Richards started the 4th quarter, with Carey coming in later, who, by the way, looks fantastic, man. This guy lost 30 pounds. That right there is all I need to know to be bought into this guy. When I heard that, when I saw him compared to what I saw at Duke, that shows me this guy's serious about this. I've heard Carey talk about his jumper and his shooting and improving upon it to the point where he can shoot threes in the next level. Didn't really get to see much of that in the game, which is fine. He occupied the paint really well. Now, Richards only played 7 minutes. He got 2 rebounds with 3 points. That's fine, nothing alarming there. Riller played 11 minutes, 1 assist, 3 points. You know, he looked good on the ball, looked good attacking the rim, which is always nice to see. But again, like Richards, not a lot to really go off of. I hope in game 2 against the Raptors, we get to see more from the rookies. Like, Bismack Biyombo played 13 minutes in the game. I want to see those minutes go to Nick Richards and Vernon Carey so we can see what we have in our rookies right now. I thought Biz played very well, but I don't care. Bring on the kids, you know? Let me see the rookies cook. At number 10, offensively, things look a little disorganized and a little sloppy. I think the team ended with 22 turnovers. Watching the game felt like more, purely because of how often our guards were kind of left waiting for the ball while bigger, slower players were handling it, either bringing the ball up or handling it around the 3-point line. And you know, that stuff can work. I'm not against the idea of that approach. When it leads to empty possessions, it's like, man, just give it to Devontae, give it to Terry, give it to LaMelo. Let those guys orchestrate things. I saw Caleb Martin trying to facilitate things on offense way more often than I like. And I like Caleb Martin a lot, but I don't need him running the offense. So I want to see that like fleshed out properly as the preseason goes on and before the season starts, because I could see a lot of leads going away like we saw tonight when we have all these empty possessions. You know, at the end of the day, it's just preseason, the first preseason game. Not too fussed about it. We're right back again on Monday with another game against the Raptors. I'm gonna do my best to have a video up that same night after that game as well, because it'll be interesting to like contrast the two games. Like if Borrego does anything differently between game 1 and game 2 of this like weird little preseason doubleheader we have going on. But the season's fast approaching. I'm gonna do my best to keep up as Hornets news and happenings happen. As I'm recording this, I have no idea what my schedule will be. So make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss anything, because I don't know. Things are gonna get crazy and I don't want you to miss out. But that's enough for me. I think I'll see you guys Monday. If not, I'll see you Friday with another podcast with Muggsy Bogues. Still can't believe I'm doing a podcast with Muggsy Bogues. It's mad. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I will see you all soon. Stay safe. Peace.